Hi everyone, welcome to Amateur Effects Reviews. I'm Theo. Today I'm looking at the LBA2020 from Lightning Boy Audio, or maybe it's just called the 2020. They, both of them, are instrument transformers. So in a lot of studio gear and of course amplifiers and a few pedals, there are instrument transformers. Audio transformers, I think, that are an essential part of how those circuits work. But because people have been putting them in pedals, a lot of people have been saying, oh, this could be part of the secret sauce. The thing that makes a certain effects pedal a certain way. Examples of pedals that contain transformers are the Hudson Broadcast, the JHS Color Box, and some of the Bogner stuff contains some Neve transformers, I think. So, Lightning Boy Audio said, well, okay, I can probably actually make transformers and just sell them individually. So these are available. There's a lot of fuss about them on TalkBass, so I bought 2 of them. They arrived yesterday. So it's recommended you use them with like a passive bass, something precision-like. So I've got my, as always, my Squier Classic Vibe Jaguar bass. It's a PJ, but I've just set the P pick up. I've got a plectrum this time, which I don't often use on these videos, but I am here. I'll give you some of my standard clean tone first. So, what I've heard is that Lightning Boy Audio kind of recommends you get 2 of them. So I've got 2 of them. You should also know that I've re-recorded this video. This is the second time I've done this video because I wanted to make sure I was giving the LBA 2020 a fair chance. So obviously I've got 2 of them. They are in this bypass loop. Wasn't sure which way was out and which way was into the bypass loop. So actually, in the original video, I had it the other way round. And it sounded basically the same, but I felt this way sounded a little better. I thought I could put a little less of my opinion into the video. However, it's my video. I'm not being paid to do this. So my opinion's going to come. So one of the things that's recommended is that obviously you try and saturate the transformers, hence why you would run one into the other to add a bit of extra saturation and get double the whammy. Let's not forget, these are sold at $99 each, so I have 2 of them. So I should be getting the best out of it already. I obviously am set with the precision setting on my Classic Vibe Jaguar bass. So one of the things it mentions is like, well, try and drive it harder with like a boost or something. Okay, well, I've got my Beatronics Fat Beat. I'm going to add some healthy boost to the volume. So, I'll be honest with you. I bought 2 of these. I paid shipping. I paid about £50 worth of customs fees to get both of them into my hands. So all in all, I paid about 235 English pounds. It's probably about, I don't know, $260. So as you might imagine, I was kind of expecting a little more. Now, obviously, I've been told this varies. The amount of impact it has varies from setup to setup. But I've tried it with 3 basses: this Squire Classic Vibe, my Gibson DC Tribute, my Fender Mustang bass. I'm recording, or at least playing, into my Moore Radar and listening through headphones. So it's not like I've got some 15-inch cab with no tweeter where I'm just not getting some definition out of it. I mean, I can hear what's going on. I'm not playing it in rehearsal and going, oh, well, I can't really hear a difference when the rest of the band's playing. No, I'm listening. I'm goosing it. I'm goosing both the 2020s with the Fat B. And, there is something happening. It seems to be a bit more compressed, a little bit quieter overall, but maybe that's part of the natural compression. These things don't require power supplies. But also they don't have bypass switches, which I don't see any real problem with that. But from a lot of people that were reviewing these things, it wasn't clear to me, just like it kind of shows in the video, for you to get an accurate representation of what this does to your tone, you need to be able to compare it to the pedal when it's bypassed. With no stomp switches on here, you can't do that unless you've got like a true bypass loop. So I don't know how many of the people who've wired these into their pedal boards are just going, yeah, no, I can definitely hear the difference. Yep, definitely. How do you know? Well, when I took them both off and then rewired, put the leads back into my bass and then, and then plugged it back into the amp and then, made sure I didn't blow anything in, and then played, I could definitely hear the difference. Okay, great. As I said, your mileage might vary. But what I'm trying to say, and hopefully what you can hear, is there wasn't that much difference. There is some difference there. I'm using a P bass, essentially. I've used it with other basses. The Gibson's got a great big old humbucker on it. The Mustang has got, it's currently a Mustang Aero pickup, or Aero Mustang pickup. And I'm goosing it with the Fat B, and that's providing a lot of volume, a little extra treble content, so you can really hear if it's doing it. It kind of smoothens out the tone a little. Now, that might be to your liking. Actually, I like the raunchiness. It does seem to compress a little, which is good, but it also seems to make things quieter. So the smoothing out little could just be where it's just attenuating some high end, to be honest, or just attenuating the whole frequency. I can't really tell. And to be honest, for the £235 odd that I paid, there's plenty of stuff on the market that would have more of an impact on your tone. I think that goes without saying. I think the Moore Spark is £39 in the UK still when you can find it on offer. I'm not disputing that Lightning Boy Audio is making audio transformers. Like he's clearly done it. I watched his video on how he makes it. Looks incredible. The design looks great to me. The boxes, great, nice stamp, all this stuff. Got nice little warranty cards as well. And his other stuff he's made as well seems absolutely awesome. The guy clearly knows what he's doing. He's a very talented individual. And he's made these things because he thinks that and he thinks probably quite rightly, there is a market for these instrument transformers. Now, obviously, with something like the JHS Colour Box, it could be that the Lundau transformer that's in there is about as effective as one of these LBA2020s. Could be. So I can't really complain. How much does the transformer in the Hudson broadcast really make that much of a difference to the overall sound of the pedal? Well, no one's saying it really does. But when these are offered as standalone things, that's where you kind of scrutinise them. It's probably doing exactly what a transformer does. It imparts a tiny little bit of coloration to it, and that might either really be up your alley or it might not. But again, until you can actually compare it to your bypass tone, it's kind of going to be hard to tell. So having done that, if I'd known then what I know now, I wouldn't have spent the money. I'd probably still buy something else from Lightning Boy Audio, though, when he gets up production on other bits and pieces. As I said, looks like a great engineer. The product's there to fill what he sees as a gap in the market, and good luck to him. As I said, it's really well made. I was happy with all the communications. All that stuff is just, for me, this wasn't worth it. This is also kind of why my channel exists. Sorry for the long rant, but I think it's worth saying. My channel exists because I often buy pedals to try out on bass. A lot of times there aren't demos, and the demos that are there are often provided by the manufacturers or people who are being sponsored or whatever to do a demo, which is great. A manufacturer wants to put out a demo showing a pedal to its fullest potential, how good it could be. This means have an excellent player, playing through really cool gear, getting it recorded well, great video, nice editing. However, then I get my hands on the pedal. I'm a adequate at best player with all right gear. Don't get me wrong. I've got a Gibson. I've got a Fender. Yeah, I don't have a vintage Les Paul or vintage anything. My Squier Affinity Strat is pretty old. I'm not playing through... I can't afford a Fender Deluxe Reverb. I can't afford an Ampeg SVT or a flip top. Sorry. It's here so that when I get a pedal, and I think it might be beneficial for people to see what the pedal is accurately like, or at least a more accurate representation of what the pedal actually is when people get it in their hands. Because I can find manufacturer demos quite misleading. In fact, the Lightning Boy Audio demo kind of did seem like it does a lot more with that setup than it does with mine. I think I've given this a fair shot. I've got an overdrive boosting it there. I've tried 3 different basses. Not in this demo, but I've tried 3 different basses. I started with my Mustang. And I'm using as close as I can get to the recommended sort of thing to use it with. I don't know how to make it sound any better. Anyway, rant over. If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, great. If you want to follow me on Instagram, please do. I like using Instagram. I'm not on Facebook or anything like that. So, yeah, feel free. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Take care. Bye.